Hi everyone, this is week 32 of the 52-week project. I'm still in macro, and on screen here I have a bunch of images for a focus stack. So with all of them selected, you can see I have one selected here. I'll just go to the end of them, and it's this one here, and I'll hold the shift key in, and it will select everything in a row in between those two selected images. I'm going to hit Control R here to open it up in Camera Raw, and I'm going to start off with the same basic editing that I do for all images in Camera Raw. But first I'm going to select all these images here on the side. So this way it'll apply them to each one of them as I do it. First off, the image is a little dark here, so I'm going to raise my exposure and go up pretty high with this. I'm going to be over a stop here. I think that's pretty good. It's nice and bright. You can see everything that's going on there. It lacks a lot of contrast, though. The image just looks really flat. And I know it's hard to tell from this image because I've got so many different blurry spots here. So I'm going to click on a different one. I'm going to use this as the base image here so I can see what's going on. And once again, hit select all to make sure all those are selected. I'm sure there's a shortcut to cycle through these over here, but it's just easier to click on it. Alright, now I'm going to bring up the contrast in this image here. Let's see. That's a little too much. Bring that back a bit. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see, play with the shadows here. Make them a bit darker. Trying to add a little more depth to the image. Looks pretty good there. And I'm going to bring up the whites for some of this stuff in here. Where are we? Here we go. I don't want to go too much on it. We finish our editing over in Photoshop there. And for the most part, I think that looks pretty good. Alright, I'm going to hit synchronize just in case it didn't do all of these images here. I'm just going to hit the synchronize button. And it comes up the screen asking you, what you want to apply to it. A lot of the stuff we didn't do. We just did a couple like white balance. You could sit here and uncheck them, but it's not going to apply anything different if you click OK, because you didn't make any changes to them. It's only going to apply it to the ones that you did change. So I'm just going to click OK. And you can see it really didn't do anything, because I think it happened since we had all of them selected at once. And now I'm just going to hit done. And it's going to do its work here. You see it update in the window. There it goes. And with all these images still selected, I'm going to go up to the Tools menu, to Photoshop, and we're going to load files into Photoshop layers. And these are raw files, so it's going to take a little bit for them to load up. And we got a little, looks like a little fuzz here. This is actually a little tile piece. You put like candles and stuff on it this way it doesn't heat up the glass when it's sitting on the table. I think it was maybe 6 inches in diameter, and I thought it was cool. It had all these different colored tiles in it, so that's what got me to shoot that image. Alright, now that they're loaded here, I'm going to once again make sure from the top layer is selected here. I'm going to shift click on the bottom layer here to select them all. And in order to stack these images, we've got to make sure that they're all registered together. So I'm going to go up into the edit menu, and we're going to select the auto align layers, and I'm just going to leave it on auto and hit OK. And once again, Photoshop is going to do its work here. Make sure that everything is aligned properly. And as you see, the camera must have moved a little bit each time I press the shutter button. The most ideal way to do it would be a remote trigger, but I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't use a trigger. I don't have a reason for you, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to go over to the crop tool now. And I'm just going to move this down just a little bit, just to get these transparent areas out. I don't want to crop out too much of it, just a little tiny bit. And hit enter. And you can see I have delete crop pixels unchecked, so if I ever needed to go back to it, I could still go back to the original image. Alright, I'm just going to hit V for the move tool just to get rid of that crop off of the crop border there from the tool off. And I'm going to align the layers. We're going to blend the layers together to stack them. So as you can see, we still got all this layers selected here on the right. I'm going to go back up to the edit menu and choose auto blend layers, and have the stack image clicked, and you can leave the seamless tones and colors checked. Can't hurt. Well, sometimes it could hurt, but maybe if the images aren't registered or something, it kind of does some funky stuff there. But it's going to click OK and let Photoshop do its work again. And this may take a little bit, so if I might have to edit the video, speed up this process. Like I said, it is they are all raw files. And through the magic of post-processing, we have it completed here. Alright, let's see, what do we want to do with this now? Let's not damage these layers here. What I'm going to do is turn this into a smart object. You can do that by going to this with all the layers selected, mind you. Go up to this little fly up menu in the layers panel and hit convert to smart object. And that's basically encased them in a little container there. Alright, let's add a little depth to the image here. I'm going to create a curves adjustment layer. And start out down here, bringing this down around there. I'm going to bring it a little bit lower, a little darker. There we go. I was playing with the arrow keys, by the way. Up and down will move them left and right. Moves it I should say up and down moves the input, and left and no, I'm sorry, that's the opposite way. The output, up and down arrow keys will do your output, and the left and right arrow keys will do your input. Well, let's add a little bit of brightness here, making a nice little S curve on this. I want it pretty bright. I want to see the texture in those bring it down just a little bit. I want to see the texture here inside the grout that was used to bind these pieces together. Bring it down a bit. I don't want to make it too strong. And it's a pretty steep S curve there. Okay. I think I'm trying to get rid of some of this yellow stuff here. I don't know. I don't exactly know what that is, but I want to get rid of it. So I'm going to create a hue saturation layer, adjustment layer, and I'm going to switch off to the red channel here. And I'm going to bring the saturation down in the red channel. You can see it. If you look, I'm pointing with my finger. You can't see that. Over here, you can see it changing colors, removing some of that, whatever color that is on there. Right around there. Probably get rid of it in the yellow channel. Let's try that. Move that saturation down. You see, yeah, it's getting rid of it all over the inside the grout here as well. That's pretty good. And well, let's lower the lightness on that as well. Try and make that stuff look gray. That's a little bit too much. There we go. I want it to still look like grout. I don't know if I like it better up this way or... I can't decide. You know what, I think maybe I'll bring it down. It looks better over in here. And I still... Maybe, let's see, try the vibrance adjustment layer on top of this. So bring back some of this color, because it kind of lightened everything. It looked, the tiles actually look dull. It's like there are pink tiles here, and they just don't look that pink. Let's see, we'll bring that back up. You see a little. It's subtle, but it brings it back in there. Okay. And the other thing I want to do is this little tiny hair here. I kind of want to get rid of that as well. But we can't do it on this layer. So I'm going to create a new blank layer. You can go down into the... It wouldn't be a video if I didn't pop up this taskbar here. The new icon layer here, or I have a shortcut for it, so well, you can go up to the layer menu and hit new and then layer, or if there's the keyboard shortcut for it, Control Shift N, which gives you a new layer. I'm going to use the just use this here. Try to make the brush bigger. There we go. That's not too bad. I need to get rid of that too while I'm at it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and see. Yeah, that looks okay. We got some really bad chromatic aberration going on there. Yeah, and I missed my crop over here as well. Unless that's just something from Photoshop generating it. No, I guess I missed the crop on that. So let's go back and recrop that. Back to the crop tool. And just move that up. You know, let's get rid of that black smudge on the bottom corner there. And I'll hit enter. You know what? I don't know if I like that. Alright, there we go. I'm going to recrop that there. And I think that's it. So I'm going to go to full screen here. I'm going to go to the move tool first and then go to full screen. Hit F a couple of times. And it looks like I have my rulers on. And turn that off too. Keyboard shortcut for that was Control or Command R. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Fill up the screen. And that's it. Alright everyone, I will see you next week. Bye.